Welcome to the Dollars and Cents podcast with Wes the Economist and Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist. We're reporting to you live from the Wave Beach Realty Studios in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Give us a call today at 843-957-3872. All right, guys, welcome back into the Dollars and Cents podcast with Wes the Economist. I am Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist. Season 4, episode 20. We were right back at it with another one, and not sure what this one's about because Wes is just about to hit me with something.
I am going to. Let's just walk through this. I want to get your reaction to this since you hadn't heard the story.
Okay.
I asked you briefly about it. You didn't know what I was talking about. So, have you ever read an article online or read something online and go back to it later and it's not the same?
They
They
just like go
changed
back and
something.
edit it.
Yeah.
Like the article's been edited after the fact. I'm sure it happens all the time. Wouldn't surprise me one bit, and I'm sure I have, and I just didn't notice it or go back and read the article a second time. But I'm sure as stuff comes out, and especially with the media the way it is now, they might put out an article, hear something like, "Oh, let me edit that real quick before you get sued," or whatever it may be. So
Yeah. So,
not
I mean, it
shocking.
happened a lot. You've seen it happen, especially during COVID. You saw it a lot, those
Oh
type things.
yeah, all the time with
So,
COVID.
so digital is very easily changed. And I'll give you a side note on this one. um, really blow some minds is a Star Wars connection. Did you You didn't watch Star Wars, did you?
I've seen like two of them. I could never really get. I know you love like Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I love that things.
Lord of the
Well,
Rings
Lord of
and
the
all that.
Rings. Yeah, you got it. We got to
Yeah,
get you
I know.
watching some
The
of this stuff.
fantasy stuff, I struggle with it a little bit, but maybe one day I'll just sit down and get through it all.
You need to get through Star Wars. But anyway, the original stuff, the new stuff is crap. But the original stuff. So you have this universe where you have these two twins through episodes 4, 5, and 6. That's the New Hope. That's one come out in 1977. All this stuff is going on with the Empire, which is a totalitarian system, a tyrant with the Emperor. Um, but then he jumps back and tells the pre-story, in the late 90s, and he has all this stuff happen with the Free Republic and all that stuff that turns into the Empire. If you stop and think about that, what possibly could happen in 30 years to make everybody forget about their freedom? I mean, literally, we're talking less than a generation. And
Yeah.
you think, well, that can't happen. Well, we've seen it kind of happen here in the Soviet Union, over the last 100 years. But think about this, and this was brought up. Um, um, this was brought up when the new ones came out because they found these books of the Jedi, literally physical books, and you'd never seen books in the all the movies. There was no books existed. Everything was on computer. So you jump back to the prequels, and literally Obi-Wan goes looking for a planet that's not there because all the records show that there's nothing there. But he actually looked at the gravity in that area and realized there's something there that's no longer on our books. Somebody had gone in and deleted all the information in the database about that to
Mm.
hide it from everybody.
Hmm.
So my takeaway is in 30 years in this fantasy land, people forgot everything because everything was digitalized. There was no books for people to have. Now, fast forward to today. We've been dealing with this for a while. I'm very leery of the Bible online because it can be edited so easily. I think you should have a hard copy in your hands. Same thing with books. I've started collecting books from writers that I like and classic text because I'm worried about what's coming. And lo and behold, this week a and it's actually been out since January 27th, but it hadn't gotten any news coverage. Anthropic, an AI, is buying up books to digitalize. Okay, doesn't sound too bad. And they're going to try to put all the information in there. The problem is when they're through with the book, they literally cut the binding and then they scan the pages. Again, makes sense as a former printer. You can't really scan the book very effectively without. Okay, but then they are not only destroying the old books, they are shredding the old books. So there's no copy of them. And you may say, well, okay, no big deal. There's lots of copies. No, they are literally going to rare book collectors all over the world, buying in bulk books that may only have 4 or 5 copies, maybe one copy left to be known in existence. And they are scanning them and then they are shredding them.
That could go south quick. because you're right. You can control history when you do that. You
Exactly.
can control past history and future history. You could eliminate anything, and 2 generations from now won't know the difference. How are they going to know?
Exactly.
That's terrifying. And I've never really thought about how fast that could go south. But all you need is 1 generation. All you need is
Yeah.
1 generation of people to die off.
And that's why I brought
You
up
can
Star
erase
Wars. And
anything.
again, it's a fictitious universe, but literally, I don't know if George Lucas knew what he was doing when he wrote these, because he didn't write the last ones. But I don't know if he understood what he was getting at. But he hit the nail on the head. You you take it where it can be edited. You never have original source stuff. Um, and I'll be your conspiracy theory. I honestly think that that's one reason we stopped teaching cursive in high schools, and I mean elementary schools. Now we're back to doing it again. But can you think of any reason that progressives would want young people not to be able to read cursive?
Oh, for maybe like the Declaration and some of our founding documents that they could just
Not
edit and not be able to read.
not some, all of
All of
them.
them. Well, all of them. Yeah. Yeah.
Literally, people would not be able to read it.
Yeah. What's it? What
Um,
Constitution? Yeah.
yeah. Or the digital. I got a digital copy right here. Where does it say that?
Yeah.
And people think, I guess, like my conspiracy friend here, um, that you would see it coming, but a lot of people don't want to believe in that kind of stuff. But it literally happened. Look at what happened during COVID. Look what's happening to our history now. They put out the 1619 project, whatever it's called. And
Yeah.
literally a false history. Even historians came out and said it was false. But people,
Yeah.
it's scary how many people believe that writing.
Yeah. And I think the problem is so many people think like, oh, that couldn't happen here, like any of this stuff, and they don't see the writing on the wall. And like they hear some of me and you talk. If somebody listened to this conversation right now, most people, I guarantee you, 70% of people will be like, these guys, listen to these idiots. These guys are
Yeah.
lunatics talking about they're going to get rid of all the. But why would they do that? Like, who would do that in history? It's like, all right, well, just go back through history and look at all the other crazy shit that's happened that you wouldn't believe would
Yeah, I
happen.
can't believe maybe in Nazi Germany, they wouldn't burn books,
Right?
would they?
Yeah, that would have never happened. They would
No,
have
it would
never
never
done
happened.
that. Yeah.
And I don't know if you know who Tyndale is. Tyndale, the guy who printed Bibles back in the 1400s. But
Mm,
Tyndale House is now a big Christian publishing company, but he was
okay.
actually a guy, and he literally took the translation of the Bible and he was printing it. um, he would go to printers and they would only print a few of them for him. But anyway, he made up all these books so the common person could have the Bible and read it for themselves.
Mm,
Well, the king, instead of shutting it down, just put somebody in charge of buying them all up. Well, maybe it was the bishop. The bishop put somebody in charge of buying them all up. So after he died, this one guy went around trying to buy all the books, and when he bought them, he destroyed them.
mm.
So low tech way of what I'm talking about, basically.
Yeah.
So this has happened all through history.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's going to get to a point. Like, listen, most of the books I listen to are on Audible.
Yeah.
It's going to get to a point where they don't even make physical books. And bookstores will be a thing of the past. Just
Yep.
like, what else has gone out of the wind?
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. Yeah, they'll be like Blockbuster. That's perfect. Yeah. Yep. Okay, you can stream movies. What you can stream books. What do you need? What do you need? What do you need a bookstore for?
Yep.
Um, and
What
so
do you need
yeah,
a library for?
you can take anything. Yeah. Oh, here you want to read a history book about the COVID? Here, this is what happened. This is what happened. And if you don't believe it, just read it right here.
And the people have gotten to the point where they will believe anything that's told to them by the authorities.
Oh yeah, and it doesn't even take much convincing.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't
Not,
even take
not
much.
not
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. I'm hoping I won't be around for it when that happens, when it gets to the point where it's that bad. But it'll happen. It'll happen.
Uh,
I won't be surprised one bit, but I probably will be here for that
I was
when
going to say that
no, because
I'm pretty
bookstores are
pessimistic.
already
It
how
may
much longer
happen.
yeah.
I'm pessimistic. It may happen before I'm out of here.
Yeah, I mean, how much longer can like Books a Million and these companies really make it? And because their bookstores are massive, that's a lot of real estate that they take up and
Yeah.
have to pay for. Yeah, it's only a matter of time before it's just everything's go to Audible's bookstore. Here is the history of the Kennedy assassination. Lone gunman. There was no ever other theories. No government was involved. This guy was a psychopath. Nobody else had anything to do with it. CIA is the best government in the world, or the best
Yeah.
three-letter agency in the world. They've done no wrong. Like it's going to be, you have to believe it because you'll have no other way to source it.
And then you for doing that eventually will be prosecuted for talking against it.
Yeah, it's like, well, you're lying because look, this is what history says. You're lying. You made this up. Like, no, I actually I lived through this. It's like, no, yeah, you're lying. You're lying. You're going to jail for lying or whatever they can call it at that point. But yeah, I didn't even think about that, but I'm not even surprised that it will get to that. That's at this point, like, like people are so like naive to it. I'm the opposite. I'm so like pessimistic that this is all going to happen that I'm just like, well, I can't stop it. I can talk about it, but I'm not going to stop it. So it's just like whatever. But it is scary, and I hate that it's going to happen. But that's the downfall of technology and AI and everything else, and the rapid pace that we're moving, and the fact that everybody's so busy they don't have the time to worry about it, and nobody's going to question it. So you don't stop it. There's nothing to stop. It's just
Yeah.
it's a wild place to be, and
Are you looking to buy a home in North or South Carolina? You need to reach out to Wave Beach Realty today. We are a family owned company with over 10 years of experience in North and South Carolina and operate along the Grand Strand. Give us a call today at 843 957 3872. That's 843 957 3872.
All right. Well, now it's officially time to introduce my book, Econ Sense, Economics for Everyday Living. You can actually find it by going to my website, econsense.us. If you go there, you'll see there are links to Amazon where you can pick it up, just a paperback, or if you'd rather have the ebook, you can go to Innovative Ink Publishing in care of Kendall Hunt Publishing Company, where you can get the print or ebook. And while you're on that website, you can also check out my other podcast, Econ Sense. I have several different series that go by. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. Email me at west.the.economist@gmail.com, and I look forward to hearing from you.
yeah, that's a
Not
lot.
fun.
That's a lot to take in, man. That's a lot to take in.
Anyway, so
Yeah,
there's your
they can
Star
just
Wars
create,
versus reality
just
commentary of the
especially with
day.
religious texts.
Oh yeah.
You really could turn religion into whatever you want it to at a
Well,
certain.
there's a website I used to go to. I'm afraid to call it out online because what I'm getting ready to say is very derogatory. They have all kind of versions there, which is good right now. But they also have some versions on there that have already been clipped and rewritten.
Mm,
It's pretty obvious
yeah.
to be more politically correct. In
Mm,
fact, I'll mention Zondervan because they're pretty much gone. I think if they're still out there, they're not very big as they used to be. Zondervan was a big bookstore chain, and they controlled a lot of rights to books, and they controlled the connection to the international version, the NIV. Um, and what happened was they tried to rewrite it in the early 2000s, and everywhere God was referred to as a he or him, they changed to them and they. And it got huge blowback from the Christian community where they pulled it from the shelf. It was so
mm,
bad. But I've noticed on their update of the NIV, the actual NIV has been recopyrighted like 2010. I saw some of that same stuff in that book. Then
mm,
they're trying to pass it off as the NIV out of the NIV was first translated, I think, in the 1970s or finished translated in 1970s. So I'll trust a book. I'll trust the book published before 2010 with the NIV. I think it's closer to original stuff. They would say the new one is, but I don't believe it. The issue though online is you can't find the old one anymore. It's
mm.
gone.
Interesting. Yeah, well, it's like I said, we're headed there at a rapid pace. Yeah, bookstores are definitely the next thing. They are. That's it. Blockbuster.
All
Scary.
right. On that good note,
Yeah, well, now I was hungry before we got on this podcast, Wes. I was going to cook dinner. Now I want to just jump off my roof and if I live, jump again.
no, 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 no.
No, I'm just kidding.
Go
I would
to your
never do
nearest
that.
used bookstore.
I better clarify that I would never kill myself again just because of what we talk
Yeah.
about. But yeah, no,
Well,
it's
that
crazy.
and in case he said something somebody doesn't like, he definitely would not commit suicide.
No, no,
He's not going to
absolutely.
unalive himself.
Nope, I will not unalive myself. I cannot complain. I live in a very free for now country, and I'm happy to be here. And I work hard, and I have a nice family and people
So,
that love me, and I'm happy.
so instead of doing that, get through with dinner or sometime tomorrow, run by your used bookstore and start making your collection.
Yeah, I am Troy. Say I might have to just make a trip to Books a Million tomorrow.
I don't know about Books a Million. You got to be careful in there too. But
Well,
you
we
know,
don't really have any other local ones around here.
Oh, you
that I
got a
can.
lot of used bookstores. That's where you want to go. Get the
Library is where I need to
old.
go. What
Um.
happens when they shut the libraries down?
Oh boy.
Let's
Uh,
not get into that here.
used bookstores in the Grand Strand. I think there's dozens of them down there.
I'm sure there's a few that I just they're tucked away that I don't you
You
don't
just
see.
there's one right down in North Myrtle Beach. Yeah, the Luxury District, Grand Strand. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. So you can definitely find it.
But man, that is a scary place to be. It makes me not want to even trust the Audible. But we haven't got there yet. But when the day that bookstores aren't around, I'm going to be very scared to listen to any audiobook about anything historical or
Oh
like
yeah,
that's not fiction.
yeah.
Uh, because you won't know the difference between fiction and nonfiction once it's controlled digitally. It's like what is real and what's not. That's you can just distort reality. Oh man.
Anyway, you can find some. I found there's right many down there. So just
Yeah,
go
I'm
find your
sure.
best books.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will see you on the next clip. I think we're going to be doing some Bible scripture ones here coming up
Yeah.
soon, and maybe
Yeah.
even get a full podcast in at some point.
Well, let's do it.
All right.
We'll see you next time, guys. Go buy some books.
When life gets unpredictable, turn to a partner you can trust. At Bobby Clary State Farm, we've got you covered. Whether it's home, auto, or life insurance, we're dedicated to providing personalized coverage that fits your needs. With our friendly and knowledgeable team, navigating your insurance options have never been easier. Visit bobbyclary.com or call 843-438-6000. Bobby Clary State Farm, here to help life go right.
Eisenhower Dental, located at 107 Waccamaw Medical Park Drive in Conway, a place where you can find all your dental services, including general dentistry, cosmetic, restorative, and pediatric dentistry. Reach out to them today at their website, eisenhowerdental.com, or call them at 843-234-3110, 843-234-3110, and tell them Wes the Economist sent you. Mortgage payment, insurance payments, credit card payments, they can be very overwhelming. Are you ready to take the time to get things under control? Then reach out to me at Clark Financial Coaching to see if we can get you started with a budget and then a vision for the future. Write me at coachwestc@gmail.com. That's coachwestc@gmail.com.
Thanks for listening to the Dollars and Cents Podcast with Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist and Wes the Economist. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and X at DollarsCentsGS and on Facebook at Dollars and Cents.